Hi, I'm Christian Lopez, the designer and founder of the women's ready-to-wear clothing line, Christian Loren. I've been receiving a lot of messages from people asking me how I got started or, just random questions about my career and what I do. So I decided to create this segment called Ask Kris, where I answer all your questions in this quick little video. So let's get started. The first question is, did you go to design school? Yes, I went to FIT, which is the Fashion Institute of Technology here in New York City. The next question is, do you have to go to design school to become a designer? My answer to that is no. I don't think you necessarily have to go to design school to become a designer because there are a lot of self-taught designers out there that are successful running successful businesses and killing the game. However, I do think going to design school could help you tremendously in navigating this competitive industry and just learning the terminology and developing the concept from product development to production. It really helps you learn just the industry and also just help you hone in on the skills. If you the type of person that is naturally inquisitive and loves to learn and loves taking things apart and learning like hands-on and is very motivated and driven and would put themselves in a position to take internships and apprenticeships to learn this skill and a craft that way, then you don't necessarily have to go to design school. But if you want to take the traditional route and go to design school, I think you could do that as well. The next question is, how do you find inspiration? I find inspiration through various ways. I mean, I'm a girl, I'm a woman, so every day I wake up, I feel a different way. So I take that into consideration when I'm designing, just my moods. Also, when I travel, just the scenery, or I just think about what I want to wear when I'm on vacation. I keep that in mind when I'm designing, or just current events, what's going on. I kind of just basically express myself through my designs and get inspiration from that. The next question is, what is your favorite red carpet moment? The first one that comes to mind, I would say, is when J-Lo wore that plunged neckline Versace dress to an award show. I was gagging when I was in middle school, and I'm still gagging over that look today. It's just iconic. She was stunning. Her body was like amazing, and she just killed that look. I was in middle school just like, oh my goodness. And low key, that was my inspiration for my senior prom look. I was obsessed with plunge necklines back then. And funny story, I designed my own prom dress, but I drew the sketch with the plunge neckline, and I was like, Dad, look, this is what I want to wear to prom. And he was like, where are you wearing that to? I'm like, to prom. And he was like, not in my house. So of course I had to alter the design, brought the plunge neckline up to like about here. And it was still cute. I'm glad we altered the design, now, like in looking back in hindsight. But the dress was just iconic. J-Lo killed it. She's still setting trends. The next question is, what's your favorite fashion period? My favorite fashion period, I would say the 1970s and the 90s. The 70s was just amazing. I love big hair. They had the afros, bell bottoms and flares, crop tops, and it was just such a strong political movement going on then. And I love how they incorporated with their fashion. And then the 90s, it was filled with fashion, just greatness. There was a lot of grunge going on, a lot of preppy going on, and just hip hop. I feel like that was just the era where they broke down the traditional norms and made fashion their own and just started the trends that we all still live by and influence fashion today. So it's just amazing because just the definition of sexy was just changed, because in hip hop, girls were wearing oversized baggy clothes, and it was just, they just, changed the definition of what sexy was back then. So the combination of the 70s and 90s is my style, and I love those time periods to the day. The next question is, what's the first thing you notice on people? I would say the first thing I notice on people is their fashion or their style. I feel like just looking at people the way they dress, it gives you a slight insight to who they are or what type of mood they are in at them, for that day. So I take just notice of it, because some people like dressing in loud, bright colors. I'm like, oh, they must have a fun personality, or they love to accessorize. They're really big on jewelry. So it's just, it's just really interesting things to notice about a person's style. But that's the first thing I noticed. The next question is, if you were a fashion designer, what would you be doing? If I wasn't a fashion designer, I would be legit a rapper. Like, can I rap though? Absolutely not. But you know what? PSA, you can't let things like that in life stop you. No, you gotta go after your dreams. Like, I'm gonna be a rapper. Just kidding. But I can't rap at all, and I would not be a rapper. If I wasn't designing, I probably would be working in fashion. I worked in fashion my entire adult life. Before, being a designer full time, I worked at a couple modeling agencies, and I was a agent for female models. So I probably would be still doing something in that realm. But it would be fashion based. Next question is, do I prefer to wear dress or pants? It really depends on the day and the season. If it's the summertime, I usually like wearing a lot of dresses. Winter, I prefer pants because it legit be cold, and I that's one thing I hate is being cold. I can't stand it. The next question is, what's your favorite season to design for? Right now, since it's December in, New York, I'm really feeling designing for spring, summer. When I design, I kind of like transport into, on the beach designing, or just summer, warm, good feelings. And I miss that right now. So right now I'm feeling designing for summer. But what I like to design about the fall is the layers and things like that. But yeah, summer, I would say summer. Next question, how do you pick your fabrics? I pick my fabrics, basically, I start off the same way each time. I typically have a concept or inspiration to go off of, because whether you're going to fabric stores, a fabric showroom, or a fabric trade show, it's really best to have some type of concept to go from, because if you don't, you'll wander aimlessly, you waste a lot of time and money. Because there's so many assortment of fabrics, textures, just everything, and it can become very overwhelming. So it's good to go there, whether if you just have specific colors in mind, like a color palette, or certain textures or fabrics you want to work with, or just a silhouette, so they can help guide you on getting the fabric that you're looking for. They could best serve you. So just have some type of concept. That's how I usually start off, by picking my fabrics at the bare minimum. The next question is, what's the first piece you ever made? The first piece I ever made that came out well, that was wearable, I would say I made it for my sister, Cecily. We had to go to my friend's sweet 16 birthday back in Philly. And I guess she was like, I don't have anything to wear. And I was like, let me make you something. And she's like, okay. So I made her this yellow top. It looked great on the outside, but inside the construction was trash. I don't even know if I sewed it all the way together, because we were pressure of time, but I know some safety pins was involved. But it looked stunning on her, and she killed it. She got a lot of compliments that night. We danced. It didn't fall apart. It made it safely back home. And she needed my assistance to help get her out of it, because it was like held together by the Lord's love. But she looked amazing. I think I may have a picture of it. If I do, I'll include it in this video. But that was the first thing I made, and first time anyone ever wore it. So thank you, sirs. I love you. The last question is, who is your dream client to dress? My dream client to dress, I would say, is Rihanna. She's a bad chick, gorgeous, killing the game, and she has wicked style. I love the versatility in her style. She could be really dressy, girly one day, and then she can like be really like thugga, dress it down with baggy sweatpants and oversized clothes, and all the same at the same time, while maintaining her sexy. Like, that's who I designed for. My girl is always sexy and because comfortable who she is and what she's wearing, and I love that about her style. So I'll be honored to dress her. And that completes Ask Kris. If you have any other questions you want me to answer, please message me. You can find me on Instagram at Christian Loren, or email us at info@christianloren.com. Thank you so much. Bye.